Hello, Juicy.
Get
It's right
with
on
the
her
juice.
shirt, okay? It's on her shirt. just settle down.
Okay. Question for both and one for Jim. Yay for Jim.
How many questions?
I don't know. Oh, I put my tally away.
For both of you guys, have you ever had a sore throat? Not one like, oh, it's a sore throat. Okay, let's take a scene. Or sore throat of, like, it's kind of stuck with you, but you're not sick, like to be bedridden.
Without a doubt, it's happening. Like particularly when you're talking some of those shows where you're doing all this intense sort of, not using your own voice. I try as much as I can to use my own voice because I know what works and what doesn't. But sometimes you get in these situations where yes, you've got to do this wall over and over again. And remember Wally Burr?
I do, and I'm really happy to say I never worked for him.
This guy was brutal.
Yep.
He was in L.A. and you'd be in the studio, and I mean so we were doing a show, Camp Candy or something, and then there was that other one. Anyway, and he would, like, the kids would be crying. He would, like the kid. You have a room full of kids in tears because this guy. Yeah, well, and I always pictured him like naked with a bottle of scotch.
Yeah, and actually, you know what? I lied. I did work with him because he had a blender.
Right.
And you'd hear this. What are you doing? Like he's probably having margaritas or something.
Anyway, but that thing of those situations happen where like you're really you've screwed your voice up and you're, what am I going to do? Because you're recording at 9 o'clock today in the studio and everybody's there, and you got to find some way to do it. And whatever sometimes it's like, boy, you sound different on that show today, because and there's at some point there's really nothing you can do about that because you're sick. Not even necessarily. Not with a cold sick, but you have stretched. It's a muscle, and you've overused it. Just like if you've done too much exercise or something, and it needs to rest.
Yeah.
And so that happens, and it's not fun.
I had a situation. This is a long time ago, where I got booked for. This is like an illness sore throat. I was booked for my first beer ad, national beer campaign for Labatt's, and this was in the really early days of. Are you familiar with a technology called ISDN?
Kind of.
So it's a technology that you can connect recording studios across the world, and it's like you're right there. So it's digital, it's perfect. But it was just in the early days of that, so not a lot of people were using it, and people were still flying talent occasionally to where they were recording, and that was like a benchmark for me. I went, if I can get a big campaign where they fly me to Toronto, I will have hit the big time. And I got the campaign, and I'm all set. This is great. I'm going to be the new voice of Labatt Light or whatever the heck it was. And a few days before, and it's all happening really quickly. About 4 days before I'm supposed to fly, I start getting sick, and I go, oh, I'll be over it. It'll be fine. I got 4 days. It got worse, and it got worse, and it got worse. And I'm leaving it right to the last day, like the day before, to go, I just woke up today, and I'm really, really sick, even though I'd been sick for like 4 days. Just a white lie. Anyway, they phoned me and went, yeah, we're going a different direction, so cancel the flight. And I went, oh, so I was kind of happy, and I was really pissed at the same time. And that was my only. No, I did get flown somewhere once, but everything else was ISDN.
Enjoy your beer.
Yeah. So that's my sickness story.